What if I told you three teams in the West are about to flip the entire NBA upside down? Not the usual favorites, not the dynasties you expect, but fresh storms packed with talent, fire, and drama. The West won't just be competitive next season, it's about to break wide open. Let's start with Houston. For years, people dismissed them as rebuilding. Young, fun, but not serious. Well, guess what? That rebuild is over. The Rockets went out and pulled the boldest move of the offseason. They landed Kevin Durant. Yes, that Kevin Durant, a two-time champion, one of the deadliest scorers the league has ever seen. Imagine this team that already had one of the top defenses in the league, suddenly adding an offensive assassin who thrives in clutch moments. Last season, their defense ranked top 5 in opponent points per game, but their offense lagged behind. Now Durant steps in to fix that exact problem. Houston's offense ranked just 13 in scoring at 115.3 points per game, but they were bottom 10 in half-court efficiency. That's exactly where Durant thrives. Last year, he averaged 27.1 points on 52% shooting, including a top 5 mark in isolation scoring. Adding that level of shot-making turns late-game droughts into wins. And it's not just KD. Amen Thompson is only getting scarier. Last year, averaging 14 points, 8 rebounds, 2 steals on crazy efficiency. He's turning into the kind of all-around weapon every contender needs. And don't forget Alperen Sengun, the creative big man who some fans say is Jokic-light. Pair him with Steven Adams in those rare double-big lineups, and the Rockets absolutely smothered teams. Statistically, those two on the floor together destroyed opponents with a +30 net rating. Oh, and the bench, stacked. Jabari Smith Jr. as a sixth man, Tari Eason bringing energy, Fred VanVleet's steady leadership. That's not depth, that's luxury. This team already had toughness. Now they've got a superstar. And if Durant stays healthy, don't be shocked if MVP chants start echoing in Houston. The Rockets aren't just back. They might actually be ahead of schedule, and that should terrify the rest of the West. Next up, Dallas. If the Rockets are steady and calculated, the Mavericks are pure chaos, but the kind that can swing a season. First, remember the shock. Luka Doncic out, Anthony Davis in. It sounded insane at first. Trade away the face of the franchise? But the Mavs doubled down on a new vision. And somehow the basketball gods rewarded them. They hit the lottery jackpot, landing the #1 pick with just a 1% chance. And with it, they drafted Cooper Flagg, the most hyped American prospect since LeBron. Think about this. A front court of Anthony Davis and Cooper Flagg. One a veteran superstar, desperate to win. The other a fearless rookie, already looking NBA ready with defense, shooting, and crazy motor. Add in Klay Thompson, who might not be peak Klay but still stretches the floor, and you start to see the blueprint. Sure, there are concerns. Kyrie Irving's ACL injury leaves his status up in the air. D'Angelo Russell is inconsistent. Shooting around Davis can go cold at times, but the potential is explosive. In the 9 games Anthony Davis played for Dallas, the team attempted only 33s per night, worse than Orlando's league-low average. Klay Thompson, even at age 35, still hit 38% of his threes last season, which makes him vital to their spacing. If Flagg can keep defenders honest with his 44% college clip, Dallas could climb from a bottom 10 shooting team into the league's top half. Cooper Flagg is not walking in timid. He ended his Duke run drilling 44% from deep over his last 24 games. He defends like a vet, rebounds like a machine, and already has coaches talking about him running the offense in spurts, Giannis style. Jason Kidd wants him to attack, to lead, to grow fast. Anthony Davis, meanwhile, looks locked in. Healthy, motivated, and playing his natural power forward spot where he's deadliest. If AD stays upright and Flagg proves even half as good as advertised, Dallas could shock the league. This team is a coin flip, either a dangerous contender or a total mess. But that's what makes them viral. Every game will feel like theater. Every headline will ask, are the Mavericks crazy or brilliant? Now let's talk Spurs, the quiet franchise that never rushes, never panics, just keeps planting seeds until suddenly a dynasty grows. They already have the biggest seed of them all, Victor Wembanyama. In his second year before a scary health scare paused his season, Wemby was averaging 24 points, 11 rebounds, and nearly 4 blocks a game. That's not hype, that's history in the making. And now, cleared and ready for year 3, he's set for a leap that could send shivers across the league. But San Antonio didn't stop there. At the trade deadline, they pulled in De'Aaron Fox, one of the fastest guards alive. Pair him with Wemby, and you've got a nightmare pick-and-roll combo. Fox darting into the lane, Wemby towering over defenders for lobs or popping for threes. That's modern basketball at its most unfair. De'Aaron Fox finished top 10 in drives per game last year, while Wembanyama ranked first in contested shots per 36 minutes. That pairing could be lethal on both ends, Fox collapsing defenses, Wemby anchoring them. The Spurs already improved defensively, moving from 30th 2 years ago to 21st last season. With Wemby healthy and Fox pushing the pace, a top 15 defense isn't unrealistic. Then came the draft. They landed Dylan Harper at number 2, a guard with the scoring instincts of Brunson and the craft of Harden. At number 14, they snagged Carter Bryant, another high-ceiling wing. Sprinkle in vets like Harrison Barnes, Kelly Olynyk, and Luke Kornet for balance, and suddenly the Spurs are no longer just Wemby and kids. Yes, they're still young. Yes, they might be 2 or 3 years away from truly contending. But the future is forming fast. And in the West, where one hot streak can flip standings, don't be shocked if the Spurs steal wins and make playoff noise earlier than anyone expects. They're not the loudest, they're not the flashiest. But San Antonio has been here before. We've seen how their patient approach ends, usually with banners hanging from the rafters. So here's what makes next season insane. 3 totally different paths, all colliding in the same conference. Houston, already elite defense, now with a superstar scorer. Dangerous today. Dallas, wild gamble, unproven rookie, but sky-high upside. Dangerous if it clicks. San Antonio, patient, young, but with a generational cornerstone. Dangerous for years. It's like 3 storms swirling toward the same coastline, each with different strength, speed, and timing. Who hits first? Who causes the most damage? That's the suspense. And don't forget the rivalry angle. Rockets versus Spurs, a Texas showdown featuring KD versus Wemby, Mavericks versus Rockets, a D and flag trying to crash the Durant-led party, Spurs versus Mavericks, the rookie phenom flag against the young giant Wembanyama. These aren't just games, they're battles for Texas, and by extension, battles for the West. This season could give us classics, chaos, and controversy. And here's the wild card. All 3 teams sit in the same division, the Southwest. That means they'll face each other 4 times apiece. 12 games that could decide playoff seeds, home court advantage, or even who makes the postseason at all. With the West so tight, just 6 wins separated the 4th and 9th seeds last year. Those head-to-head battles might decide everything. And no matter who you root for, one thing is certain. The West will not look the same when it's over. So now the question, who's really going to break the West? Is it Durant's Rockets, Flag's Mavericks, or Wemby's Spurs? Drop your pick in the comments. I'll be watching to see which side you're riding with. Smash that like if you felt the hype, share this with your basketball crew, and hit subscribe so you don't miss the twists this season is about to throw at us. Because one thing's for sure, the West is about to get broken and you'll want a front row seat.